Hi there, it's Lone Wolf, 4th Territories Grid on the 14th millionth time I made this video. So I'm going to talk a bit about AI and how things have progressed with the grid and the AI, whose name we shall call Bobby, because that's what his name is. Bobby, although he's a little avatar kind of thing at Wolf Mountain you can talk to, does a lot more now than he used to. So I'm going to just pull up our grid website. I'm just on one of our test regions where we do all kinds of testing things. So I'm going to pull up the grid website. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is Wolf Territories Grid's website, and there's a control panel here. So all you do is, I'll just log out. I should have logged out to demonstrate it. So it says log in, put your avatar name and password used for the grid, and you can log in and you get all these cool functions. And one of the functions is Region Manager. That's if you own a region. This gives you the power to do stuff on your region. I can't spell Arctic, can I? It's much more fun like live videos. There it is. Okay, W6 Arctic 003. I'm just going to edit that. And this is the region itself. Now, you'll notice very shortly. So here, you see that there's a terrain being generated. Now, we've got 2 terrain generators now. We used to have like just one. So basically, if I want to apply that to this region, so in fact, this region here. So what would happen is I go apply. Replace terrain, like that. It says terrain load has been triggered, please give it 10 minutes. And sometimes it's a bit weird there. You can see it's loading the terrain that it's just generated, so it's overwriting the terrain that's there. Obviously, if you've got a region already, then and you've got it beautifully terrain, don't use this function because you're going to wipe out your terrain. You notice that my viewer's not very good at keeping up with it. I'll just take you over there, and I'm using my my work laptop. So this laptop is amazing. It has 2 screens built into it, but it has one little issue. The graphics card isn't that brilliant, but it's good enough for doing these videos, so I hope you don't mind that. So anyway, this is the terrain I've just generated. So I'll go back to the screen. You can see it there. That's the one. And if I want to change it, I can just hit regenerate and click OK to start, and it will regenerate the terrain with a different one, and you can just click through until you find something you like. Remember, the black is water, so anything the darker it is, the more likely it's water. Okay, like that. Give it a second, and when you find one you like, you can hit replace terrain. If it doesn't happen immediately, sometimes what happens is the viewer doesn't seem to keep up with it. So this is the beautiful terrain we just did, and you see it's got more water in it now. But it kind of got there before I got a chance to do it. So let me talk about the AI. So when we turn on this one, use Bobby AI, we can do things like put a cat in there and regenerate. Now, this takes a lot longer to do than a standard terrain because we're actually talking to Bobby's AI engines. It uses ChatGPT-4, but it's got some really cool tools in between you and ChatGPT-4. So any second now, blam, it should appear. But as I said, there you go. So that is a terrain. Okay. Now the problem with it is if I do replace terrain, let's close that. I'll show you the problem with it. It looks really cool. Now it would look really cool on the map, and it hasn't replaced it. So I'm just going to, if that happens, okay, it may be that my viewer's not keeping up with it, or it may be that the grid hasn't kept up with it. So we're just going to replace terrain again. Oh, there you go. Terrain load has been triggered. And yeah, you can see it's starting to come in now. It looks a bit crazy. So this will look a bit crazy, all right? But if you were to update the map with it, it'll look rather cool. But you can see it's my view is not updated at all. I'm going to try TPing to a different region. You can see it's actually drawing the new terrain. So let's try TPing over to a different region. You shouldn't really load terrain while you're on the region, because your viewer can't, often doesn't deal with it. So let's just flip back to it again. So I've gone to a different region. Go on the next one along, other experimental region. Back to this one. And there we go. Ah, there's the terrain. Okay, so now it looks crazy, but actually from above, and if I was to do the update map function, you would get a picture of a cat. Okay, so obviously, zooming out, and you can kind of see it. There we go. Oh, down, zoom in a bit. You can see it's not completely updated in the viewer. But basically that on the map will look like a cat. Now the problem with that is that it might not be usable as a terrain. Let's just go back and look at it. You can see how actually over here there's quite a nice big bit of land. But again, so the thing to do here, yeah, you can see as I fly over it, my viewer is updating the new terrain. Okay, so that's if you update the map, that will be a picture of a cat. But the problem with it, obviously, is that it doesn't look like a cat down here, and that's something that you know, you can experiment with. But you can do other things with it, and it is experimental because it's early days with it yet, really. But so we could do things like a maze, for instance, regenerate. It always tells you it's going to take some time because it does. And just sit and wait. Don't click regenerate over and over again. And he'll generate a maze. Here we go. Any second now. That's a really sweet cat, isn't it? There you go. So he's generated a maze. And if we do replace terrain, again, it might be a bit funny because my viewer, I'm sitting on top of the actual terrain there. So it's, yeah, so if it doesn't do it, I tend to sort of go back and hit replace terrain again, knowing that it probably is the viewer that's doing it. Replace terrain. Yep, there you go. There's the maze. It was actually the viewer. I should have just waited. So this, you can see this maze is coming in, and you know, I mean, there's lots of ways of dealing with it as it draws in. So just land. Now this is going to be a maze with water. So this is basically a maze that's completely generated by Bobby, by our AI. It's kind of fun. And you could probably put a big prim in or something halfway up. Sorry about my Reddit notifications appearing. So it's quite interesting, you know. And you know, the thing is to try it if you've got some spare regions. Remember, regions aren't that expensive on this grid. If you're used to Second Life pricing. On this grid, it's a bit different because we have the minimum size for us to do is 1024 by 1024. No, so a normal Second Life region is 256 by 256. Ours are all minimum 1024 by 1024. We do 2048 and 3072. So one of our regions is the same size as 16 Second Life regions in the square. And for 20,000 prims for that size, it's only about $24 a month. And that gives you access to our big control panel, which has lots of features. So you can see, you can monitor it, update map, you download it, reset the scripts, clear your cache, lots of other things. You can set all kinds of, if you want to change your region name, you can do it. You don't have to pay $100 for doing it. It's all free, part of the system. You can send a message to the region, which is always fun. We can turn on monitoring. This one is not worth turning on monitoring because we use very big, powerful servers as part of something that's called a hyper-converged infrastructure. So as you can see, it's doing barely anything. It's just about moving. There you go. That's a bit of a waste of time. Okay, so we go back to here. I'll go back to, let's see, I'll go back to control panel, and I'll go back to control panel. And there we go. So you go to the main control panel and you get access to all these tools. We've got Wolf Vision Room that's streaming your computer into in-world. We've got voice to text, text to voice, all kinds of really, really cool things available to you when you need them. And that's it really. So if you want to sign up and join the grid, all you have to do is to go to www.wolf-grid.com. And yeah, that's it really, I suppose. And this is all here. And just this panel in the middle tells you how to do it. So just join the grid, follow the instructions, you get a free avatar. And then if you want land, just go to the here, click here for details. And you just fill all this stuff in really, basically. Very easy. You choose how many prims you want and you can then buy the land. So that's that. So other thing about Bobby. Oh, I forgot to tell you about Bobby. So I've just done the outro without telling you what Bobby can do. So I'm just going to quickly go over here. Let's get Bobby 3 out. Bobby 3. Wait for it to res. Oh, he's right down there. That's why I can't see him. Down you go. Let's teleport down there. You don't really have to. Let's start some So I can go, Bobby, make a picture of a cat. I love cats. No text. Okay, just give him a very basic instruction, and he should fly over and see me if I can find him. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. He's thinking. There he is. Okay, so when he's done it, he said, I've created an image for you. Click here. So what it'll do is it'll take me to my web browser, and there's a little picture of a cat. Okay, I really want a photo type picture, so I'm just going to go back to him and go, Bobby, make a picture of a cat like a photo. Okay. He's thinking. I'll move this out of the way. You see at the top of it, it says thinking above it. Okay, so he's created one like a photo, so this will be more of a... Oh, that's so cute. That's Bobby. He's pretty clever sometimes. So he does other stuff as well, of course. He can write scripts. He can tell you about the grid. So you could say, Bobby, tell me about Wolf Territories grid. Just wait a second. Come on then, Bobby. There we go. So he'll tell you all kinds of things. You can say, Bobby, write an LSL script to, I don't know, change a colour of a box on click. I've written colour in the British way, as I'm from London. So just wait for a second, and he'll write a script to do it. Just give him a second to think about it. And he has been known to debug scripts. Doesn't always get it right, but you know, he can do that. So he can make images, he can write scripts. One day he'll be able to build as well. There you go. So he even tells you how to install it, and he's made a little list of colours. So let's grab the script. So this is how you do it. So we can grab this script. And I'm going to copy that. It's quite creative, Bobby, actually. Usually, I thought it was going to be a really simple one. Okay, and I'm going to copy that. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's make a box. Yes, thanks, Bobby, very helpful. And I'm going to put a script in it. Now, sometimes we can only send so many characters in one text message. So sometimes you get the Bobby colon stuff you have to take out. So let's see if it works. Okay, and click it, and click it, and click it. That's cool, isn't it? Colour changing box. Well done, Bobby. Good job. Good job, Bobby. So that's quite cool. That was quite basic, but you know, it's quite useful if you want to learn stuff. You can actually look at it. I'm just going to take him away. I'm not going to leave one here in the middle of nowhere. I'll leave this maze here. It's at WT Arctic 003 if you want to come and have a look at it. Anyway, until we're testing something else and it goes away. Anyway, I hope that's really useful. So www.wolf-grid.com. That's a bit of our AI and a bit of some of the tech that we've got going on in the background. Thanks very much. I'm going to find the stop recording.